Hello everybody. How are you all doing out there? I hope this video is finding you well. Welcome back to Get Right On In. My name is Andrew, for those of you who do not know, and today I am joined by my lovely, beautiful sister. Hi, Amy.
Hello.
Welcome to Get Right On In. Today we are going to do, I don't really know if it's like a challenge or not. I originally saw a video like this over on Abby Salter's channel, so I will link that video and her channel down in my description box. But she was with her dad and she basically just showed him a bunch of book covers and had him try to guess the plot of said book based alone on the cover. So I have chosen a couple of books here for my sister to look at and try to decide what they are about. So we are just gonna get into that, aren't we?
Yes,
How do you feel?
I'm excited because I know nothing about books.
Nothing at all. Right. Now then, with all that out of the way, without further ado,
let's get right on in.
Alright, so I've just got the pictures here on my phone, so I'm just gonna hand them off to you like this, and you're just gonna swipe right. So first up, we've got Best Served Cold by Joe Abercrombie. So take a look at that and tell me what you think it's about.
I think it's about a national treasure hunt gone wrong. Like the pirates went to get the gold and it got slaughtered, and the map deceived them.
That has nothing to do with what's going on at all. This is a book about revenge, wherein the main character lost somebody and is out for revenge on the people who killed that somebody. So the gold is the people that this character is hiring to go out and kill the people.
It could be a pirate.
The blood is all of the
Revenge blood.
The revenge blood, yes. And then the map is the world. Yeah. Okay, so next up, here you go. Read out the title and the author there for us all.
Black by Ted Decker.
Okay, and what is it about?
I would say that it is about someone with an evil spirit inside of them, and they're in the ocean maybe, because I see some waves. Or maybe it's clouds, and maybe they're stuck in somewhere, and it just makes their soul go dark.
No. that is not what this one's about. So this one, for the main character, his name is Thomas Hunter. And every time he goes to sleep, he wakes up in a different world. And each world is going through its own apocalypse, and he has to figure out which world is real, or if they're both real, because in each world he doesn't get any sleep, because every time he goes to sleep he's awake in the other one.
He must be exhausted.
He is very exhausted, yes, and it's a very intense book. It's good, yes, it's a series.
Yeah, book one.
Book one, yes. And it's black, red, white, and green, so that's why the green cover. Anyway, next up, what is this called, and who wrote this?
The Poppy War by R.F. Kuang.
What's that about?
Well, I would say that it's about a warrior prince or a princess who is going to get help for their country with bows and arrows.
Okay, I mean that's closer than the other one. That is a woman on the cover. That's Rin. It is a fantasy book, but it's based on some real Chinese history with some of the opium wars that they used to have. That's the poppy, like when you think of poppy seed. And yes, the main character does go off and learns how to battle things to protect her country. It's very Mulan.
That's what I was thinking.
Very Mulan in that.
It's like
in
you
that
read
regard.
my mind.
Yes.
It's like we're related.
But it's not like Mulan at the same, because it's a lot more graphic and a lot more adult than Mulan, for sure.
Oh.
Yeah, for sure. Anyway, next up. Alright, here you go. What is the title and who wrote it?
The Gunslinger by Stephen King.
Have you ever read any Stephen King?
No.
Mom has.
He makes, well, I watched movies like based off his books. Like
Mom read The Shining. Did you know that?
Yeah, she was stuck on like an island reading it.
Yeah, she just talked about that on my channel.
Yeah, I think that was the only thing she ever read.
Yeah, from him.
Well, I mean, not ever read, but like
from him, yes.
Yeah, but I've seen like scary movies from him.
But you've never read a book?
No.
Okay.
Well, I don't read books.
Well, what do you think this book is about?
Well, this is the Dark Tower 1, so I'm assuming there's more books.
Good job.
Yep, picking it up.
You're doing a good job.
I would say that this is a cowboy who is on a hunt with his little bird standing on a skull. And since it's Stephen King, chances are it's not gonna go very well.
Kind of. I mean, that one was pretty close as well.
Did you watch the movie?
I did. It was awful.
Oh.
So it's 7 books. just so you know. But they tried to fit all 7 books into one 90-minute movie. And it was a terrible idea. And they cut out like all the characters. I can't even get started on that right now. I literally would be so irritated. But yes, they screwed up the movie. But this first book is about the gunslinger who is chasing a man in a black coat.
Oh.
That's it, just for that. It's not my favorite book in the Dark Tower. Anyone who knows me knows that. But yes, he is on a journey of discovery through this book here. But all right, so next up here, what do we got?
Oh, Wizard's First Rule by Terry Goodkind.
Okay, and what's that about?
Definitely dragons.
Okay.
And I feel very like Shrekish.
Okay.
He is riding his dragon.
Okay.
That's actually a dragon. Like,
yes, it is.
Like not a different type of dragon.
Yes, it's a real dragon.
And the maiden is like, don't go, stay with me. And then like this evil witch is like, oh, you can't go. I will cast a spell on you. I think that's what it's about.
No. First of all, that witch is a wizard, so that's a man.
Hence the wizard.
Wizard's first rule, yes.
Got it.
So this man on the dragon, Richard, is the seeker of truth. And so he is set out on a quest to stop the rise of a Dark Lord, as it always is. And these are actually his 2 friends here. The wizard is his mentor, and then the maiden is kind of like his protector. The woman has pretty cool powers. Whenever she touches people and they have eye contact, then they get put under her spell until like time. So they have to do whatever she says. So if she's like, go die, they just go kill themselves. Very convenient
Don't
to
make
have.
eye contact with people.
No, just don't get touched by a confessor. Okay, next up, what do we got and who's it by?
Someday, Maybe by Lauren Graham.
Do you know who Lauren Graham is?
I was like, is this like the actual Lauren Graham?
Yes.
I love her so much.
And what do you know her from?
Gilmore Girls!
Yes. Well, what do you think this book is about?
Well, it looks like this girl is probably trying to search for herself. She is riding on a bridge, and maybe she's just trying to find her way through life, and maybe things kind of just get thrown at her, and her only way to feel free is by riding on this bridge and finding her path of life.
No. So this is actually a fictionalized story of her life. And her rise to fame and what it was like for Franny, I believe is the main character. But just when she was going to auditions and when she was trying to find the hope within herself to land that role of
Do you own this book?
On my Kindle. If I can gift it, then I will.
Then I'd read a book?
Yeah, then you would read a book. Yeah, no, it's very good. I mean, it's an exaggerated fictional, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not an autobiography or anything, but it's her. Like, it's pretty obvious that it's about, like, her and her experiences, but in a good way, so.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, very funny. It was a very good book.
Next.
All right.
Something Wicked This Way Comes by Ray Bradbury.
What's the book like?
Well, not good. This horse is missing its head.
So it is.
So that is not a good sign.
No, it's not.
I would say that this book is about a spell that was placed on, starting maybe with a horse, and then it proceeded on to other humans, and it was like a sign. I feel like the more I talk, the more your hands are just gonna move and be like,
I'm just listening to you talk.
I honestly have no idea. It's like Goosebumps status.
It is similar to that. It is the same age range as well, but it's basically about an evil carnival that comes to town.
Oh.
Long story short, really, with it.
Oh.
And some kids who have to face it.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds terrible.
Yes, well, that's just because you have kids.
That's true.
But when you are the kid, you want to do all the adventures.
Yeah.
Well, I did.
Yes.
You didn't. But I definitely was always the adventurous one.
You know, it's very hard to believe that we came from both the same parents.
I know, it really is. Sometimes we're so different. What's it called and who's it by?
Oh. I Hope They Serve Beer in Hell by Tucker Max.
And what do you think that's about?
I think that this relationship did not go well.
Well, it wasn't really a relationship.
I feel like maybe it's like a murder mystery. Like maybe he's a serial killer and he just is going super crazy, and the your face here is just a representation of his next victim. And he doesn't really care because as long as they serve beer in hell, he's good.
Incorrect. So that is a comedy book. It's about all of the women that he slept with, and all of his drunken debauchery and crazy shenanigans that he's been through in his life. No murder in this book, but he probably killed somebody at some point. I wouldn't be surprised. But yes, that is why he hopes they serve beer in hell, because he's just drunk all the time, sleeping around. Next up, what's it called and who's it by?
The Eye of the World by Robert Jordan.
And what's that one about?
Literally have no idea. Some warriors and someone with powers and horses, and they're trekking away to probably go on an adventure, because I feel like all these books someone's going on an adventure. Heidi ho, neighbor.
Well, duh. That's why it's a fantasy.
Yeah, that's my guess.
I mean, you're pretty close. That is kind of all that happens in that book. They're just on an adventure moving toward the Dark Lord that they must overthrow. And it is the cast of characters that are all chosen, and their various storylines that all intertwine together. And they are on the way to the Eye of the World in the first book. Alright, last up. What do we got?
Oh, it is called Mistborn by Brandon Sanderson.
Do you know who Brandon Sanderson is?
No, but
you've never heard that name?
I'm just so confused by how all these books, like how many New York best time sellers, like, does everyone get to be one?
No.
Okay.
But you also don't have to be #1 to get that accolade. Unless it says #1 on it, which this one I'm not surprised, because it's Brandon Sanderson. Brandon Sanderson's like the #1 name in fantasy.
Oh.
Yes.
Well.
So what is this book that he wrote? You bought me a Brandon Sanderson book actually for Christmas a couple years ago. You got me Warbreaker.
Oh.
Yes. Anyway, carry on.
Well, since he's #1 for fantasy, I'm gonna say that there's this evil spirit thing that's coming, and
You're mixing up fantasy with horror. All of these evil spirits that you keep guessing.
Well, it says, can an evil that's been ruled for 1,000 years be defeated? Spirits live for like thousands of years, so I feel like it's a spirit.
Okay.
Maybe I just always think that books are, I don't know. Anyway, so I say this kid is like called maybe like a little Anakin Skywalker type, and is going to fight the Dark Lords.
Okay, well that's a woman, first of all. It's a girl. Her name is Vin. The evil is like an empire as opposed to like a spirit, and Rin is able to manipulate metals and use them as her powers to help overthrow the sovereign.
Okay.
But yeah, that was
interesting.
one of his first series. Or it might be his first series. It wasn't his first book, but that was the first book of his that I read.
Very cool.
Yeah. Well, alright, that was super fun. I had a great time hanging out here with my sister. I think she had some good guesses here, even though she was wrong a lot.
All of them.
But hey, you don't read fantasy books, that's fine. Now you have a whole bunch that you can go out and get right on into reading. You did read Harry Potter though.
I did. And I have read, there are some books that I really enjoy. Like Lisa Breve, I really like her as well. But there are some books, I did read the Harry Potter series. It probably took me longer than it should have, because some parts of those books really made me mad, and so I just couldn't face it. And so I had to take a break because I was so angry with like Mrs. Pigginbottom or whatever her name was. But if there was a short stumpy lady.
Oh, Umbridge.
Yeah, her. But then I would like read a book, watch a movie, read a book, and then watch a movie.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, that's not bad.
No, but I did read that series.
Good.
Still haven't really made it through Lord of the Rings. Movie or...
I know you didn't like that. I remember I tried to show you Two Towers and you're like, this has only been on for 35 minutes.
I fell asleep every single time I put it on.
It's fine.
I really wanted to give it a shot.
It's not for you. It's fine.
I just want to give it a shot.
Well, you still have time. Show it to your kids. It's a great kids movie. Anyway, thank you all at home for joining us today. I hope you enjoyed this as well. If you did, I would love it if you would consider giving this video a little thumbs up, as well as potentially pressing on that little subscribe button, and then joining me on Tuesdays and Thursdays and sometimes on Sundays for bookish and writerly and entertainment-y-esque content just like this. In the meantime, I hope you all have a day just as beautiful as you, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!